Elizabeth Warren has a solution for the credit crisis. Her solution is a Consumer Financial Protection Agency. Hooray! You might be very happy that she found a solution. I think it's pretty moronic to propose a new referee. The banking system at the moment is like a field. There's a game that's being played. It's called banking. But most of the players forgot about the rules, don't know anymore. They are either drunk on steroids, APO, some kind of tranquilizers running around, and there are several referees trying to keep everything in check, and it really doesn't work, and there's no points being scored at all. It's just Elizabeth Warren actually says it herself. She says the banks are broken. If the banks are broken, get rid of them. If the game is one big mess with derivatives and credit rates that are way too high, and I don't know, all kinds of naked short selling, quality manipulations going on against the rules, it really doesn't matter if you bring in another referee into the field. What it basically does is create better information on what kind of abuse is being tracked and noticed, so you know what kind of other abuse you have to focus on to make sure that you still rob enough money from the people. Because basically I think what happened, the way I see it, is that over the last 30 years laws in the US have been changed many times without any interest or drive from the public, and those law changes have been undemocratic. They have been driven only by lobbyists and interest groups who basically sent a finished law to the congressperson, asked the congressperson to back it, and then paid campaign fees to whoever they needed to vote for that law. And the law would go and become the law of the land. And of course that's not really the law of the land, it's the law of the interest group. And it's not your law, but still, by having been created as a law. So for instance, take the new rules that said that a bank can have a 30-to-1 reserve. So they can pretend to have 30 times as much money as they actually have in the bank. That's a law that's been created. Of course nobody in the public ever worried about it or thought about it or needed it, and basically I guess little number of people understood what it actually meant, what happened, so the law was passed. And now it's hurting everybody because all the banks have been overextended and the thing is imploding. And the same goes for the derivatives laws and all the other laws. And I think if the US would be a real true democracy, then the voters would be able to call their congressperson and ask or make a list or something of all the laws that have been created that you can trace back to specific interest groups that have simply messed up the good coherence of the actual law that was in place before all this happened. And of course this is an ongoing thing. The creation of the Federal Reserve has been pushed through Congress. And so many other laws have been created by a few people, and basically all those laws amount to tyranny or dictatorship by those few people. And I think that's something you should know. And if Elizabeth Warren thinks she can fix that problem with a referee, then of course I think she's naive, but I do think her points are very good, very, very valid. What she says, the banks are broken, she should put a consequence to that. And I guess it is because she doesn't have, and nobody really has, any political strength against the banking system. That her conclusion, the banks are broken, are not taken up by Congress and turned into a new thing. Because it's very easy. You create a federal, not a federal, but a government bank. A new bank where you can bring your savings and you get the interest rates that are created by the Federal Reserve. Your money is safe, no problems, no sharking. And if you want to lend, you want to have a credit card, You can basically move your credit card debt now to a government credit card with reasonable interest rates. That is not extortive. That's as simple as that. Just replace those banks by real banks. Banks that simply play by the rules that were the original rules of banking. Keep your money safe, invest a little bit with what the money you are not using as a public. That's my suggestion.